Hi, if you want to see how I took this week from this to this, then keep watching. So this is my starting point. This wig was sent to me by my clients. It came in for laundry and cutting and styling. So yeah, I'm starting off by taking two little front pieces to act as my starting point for my cuts. You just take them in two little small triangles at the top of your closure, and I'm cutting below the mannequin's chin because I would actually like my cut to start around my client's chin, and the mannequin head here is slightly smaller than an actual human being's head. So next thing, I'm going to just comb the hair, in order, and then follow that cut down in a diagonal shape. However, I'm not going at a 45-degree angle. I'll go at a slightly softer angle, let's say like maybe 30 degrees, so I don't over cut into the hair basically. I just follow all the way down to the bottom of the hair. I had already parted my hair into the two face framing sides, which is about 5 inches deep into the hair, and then the back part. So I'm just going to be working on my two face framing sides. So I'm not going to work on the back part of the hair with this cut. All we need is the two face framing sides. I'm just going to do the exact same thing I did on the first side on this side, and you can see this cut clearly. I moved the mannequin closer because like, oh, this seems a little bit far away, so you can see how I'm cutting. I'm just going to follow all the way down. Just like that. And just kind of like assess what I'm doing. I'm going to mirror the way I kind of linked my layers into the body of the wig. What I did on the first side, I'm going in to kind of point cut into the ends because I felt like the ends were a bit heavy and I wanted some lightness at the tips. So I actually went in with my thinning shears and I flipped the hair over so that as I was cutting, if there were any imperfections, it wouldn't be obvious on the surface layer of the hair. So just cutting on the other side, on the underside of the hair. And I'm going to just mirror that on the other side because also on this side I felt like the ends were a bit heavy, and if hair is heavy at the tips are not going to have as much movement or lightness and airiness to them as you would want. So I'm just going to now spray this is my own styling mist that I make, and I'm going to combine that with my holding spray. That's my old holding spray. That one has finished, so I got my new one. This is Ultra Set holding spray and I really like it. I'm going to comb through with my big comb to kind of evenly disperse the product, and then I'm going to use my straightener to curl the tips of the hair. I'm using my 2-inch plate straightener. I believe the brand is Izzo, if I'm not mistaken, but it's quite hot and I like it a lot. So I'm just going to comb the hair. I'm going to work in I think 2 sections per side so that I can make sure that I properly curl the hair, and you just watch and see what I do. I put the comb in my mouth because I wanted to have the comb on hand, and I'm just going to kind of like move in a bobbing motion towards the end and then just curl my hand. Now I'm not going to comb through now because I want my hair to dry. I said dry, to cool down in that position so that I can hold the shape as well as possible basically. I'm just going to also bob the ends as well. I'm just going to leave them without combing them for them to just cool down, and I'm going to do the same thing on this side as well. I just bob the ends and I do the same thing to this second half of the part I'm working with. You can see that I didn't touch the back at all with my scissors. And yeah, I'm just going to leave it to cool down in this position. While it's cooling down, I just go in and I tame the flyaways on the top of my wig. That's all those short hairs. I use a little bit of wax with my little old toothbrush, or actually it's not even old. I just dedicated this toothbrush to this, and then I just use my holding spray on top, and I use the spine of my hot comb to smooth down. I'm not necessarily combing the hair, I just need the heat to seal in what I've put in. If I feel like the hair is not arranged properly, I use my comb to arrange the hair before I now seal it, sealing the styling and the wax and the holding spray with my hot comb. I felt like the angle was too low, so I adjusted it. So yeah, I'm pretty much done. I was just checking out the back, and then now I'm ready to kind of break it. Oh, that was so satisfying to me. I'm never gonna lie. You can see how it was slightly hardened before, and then once you just go in with the comb, it just softens it up and breaks it up. I love it. So now it's just for me to like finesse and just gauge everything, try to make things as even as possible, as detailed as possible. I'm just kind of smoothing out my cuts a bit. I felt like the lower part was protruding a bit too much for my liking. On this side, I felt like the curve wasn't as curved as I wanted, and also I felt like I needed to trim off some of the hair to mirror the other side. I wasn't quite sure what I was looking at. I just felt like I knew they weren't even. Eventually, I realized that it was because the right side is actually longer than the left side, but it took me a while to realize that. So now I'm also like doing that same cut to blend the bottom with the rest of the hair. I hope what I'm saying makes sense. Let me know in the comment section. Yes, I'm just looking. I'm like, it's nice, but there was something off about it. I couldn't quite place my finger on it. It was after a while that I actually noticed. So I'm kind of taking off some weights at the ends of the hair, cutting into my curve and blending in, just doing the final touches basically for the cuts. I'm just going to go back in and curl again because I felt like my curve wasn't as curved as I wanted. So yeah, I'm kind of arranging from the roots to the bottom because I want it to be in order. Cleaning up is just as important, if not more important than even, okay, no, maybe not more important, but just as important as the first part of your cuts, basically, to me. Yeah. Just taking a look 360, looking around to see if it was cool. And yeah, I liked it. Yeah, basically done with the cuts. Eventually I noticed that the right side was longer and I cut this. You'll see in one of the final clips that it's magically shorter, but I'm not going to say. I'll point it out when it comes through. But yeah, I'm pretty much done. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, and if you learned anything, please be sure to subscribe and like so that the YouTube can recommend my videos to others, and be sure to hit the notification bell as well so that you'll be notified whenever I post. Yeah, it's done. I'm basically done. I was like, bye. And yeah, I really like the cuts. Yeah, now I had leveled it out. You can see that it's a lot more even. And yes, that's pretty much it. Check out some of my other videos. If you like this one, you definitely like the other ones as well, and let me know what you'd like to see from my channel. Yeah, have a lovely rest of the day. See you later. Bye.